Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Divinity walkthrough. We are upstairs of the inn. I always forget that, the King Crab Inn. And I am going to bash my way through this door. I didn't check there, so if you walk up to it, there it is, okay. So if you walk up to a door and you go to use the examine command, it'll tell you what level the lock is, as well as how much HP it's got, and then that will kind of indicate what or how high your lockpick skill needs to be in order to pick the lock. And I don't know, I must have just not had any lockpick skill right now. Normally what I do is have at least one piece or two pieces of gear. Basically, actually what I try to do is kind of like hang on to stuff like that when I come across it. So like, if I find a ring with lockpick skill on it, I'll just keep that. Same with, there's a couple other skills that I do that for. Lore Master is one of them. Sneaking. So those sort of things. And the reason why I do that is obviously for times like this where I kind of like almost have two different gear sets. One gear set for like kind of like battle, and then one for just like you know, monkeying around town. And alright, so I need to repair my wand. So most of the maybe I shouldn't say most. A lot of the NPCs in the game have a repair option, and so you know, if your stuff breaks, you can do that. Otherwise, if you've got a character with one level in blacksmithing, you can actually use that character to fix your gear as long as you've got a repair hammer somewhere in your inventory. I think maybe the repair hammer actually needs to be on the character that has the blacksmith skill. So, yeah, again, I guess keep that in mind. And that, I would argue that that's actually pretty useful. It's just nice to be able to repair kind of like on the fly. It's like if you're in the middle of a dungeon or, you know, at the bottom of it and you don't want to go back to town, you know, you can just repair your stuff right there. Now, I don't know, it's not going to make or break you if you don't do that, because, I mean, to be honest, with the waypoints in this game, it's pretty easy to get around. So, you know, again, I guess it's kind of up to you. It's more of a convenience thing. So, like, you know, if you find a piece of gear that's got, like, some good abilities or stats on it that you like, and it just happens to have blacksmith, well, you know, then you're good to go. But if not, you know, again, keep in mind that a lot of the NPCs will have that repair option. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's actually pretty kind of a common theme, I guess I would say, in this game, is there's just more than one way to do things usually. So all right, so I've got one more door here. I think this one was level 1 as well. So again, if I would have just had someone with a picklock skill at, you know, even 1, I would have been okay, and I could have made it in here. And to be honest, man, this room up here has almost nothing in it. I don't know why it's even locked, to be honest. It's really garbage. Here I just tried to see how much Medora. Is it Medora? Medora. Gosh, I don't know why I always want to say Medora. Anyways, tried to see how much damage Medora would do, and it was not real impressive. So I just went back to using the wands. Bash, 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 bash. So, you know, if this isn't your thing, you know, and you, you know, just want to pick the lock, I would say that's a good idea. This can be a bit time-consuming and annoying. But this I don't know if you want to call it strategy, but maybe method. Maybe just call it the brute force method. Works on a lot of the treasure chests in the game, too. And it's because of the same reason. If your lockpick skill isn't high enough, or I think maybe some of them take maybe certain keys. I don't remember. But, you know, again, just keep in mind that a lot of the things in this game you can just, you know, do in another way. So, the crummy thing about bashing down the door, as you noticed earlier, my wand broke. And I don't remember if you actually take more or if your weapons take more damage while you're trying to break down doors, or if it's just literally because there's so many, you have to use it, you know, your weapon so many times, which is probably the case. And here that's weird. I don't know why I even bothered speaking with some of the other people around here, because this door is not in red, so it doesn't really matter that I'm beating it down. Now, if this door was, you know, in red, and one of these people saw me doing this, they would have called the guards. So I guess keep that in mind. You can't just be all nonchalant about this kind of stuff if people are walking around. Again, I don't really know why this door is even locked. It's kind of weird, but whatever. It's not locked, or it's not going to be locked for very much longer. Almost there. Almost got it. Oh, one more. So sometimes I use Oath of Desecration, but I don't know. It almost feels like it's more work than it's really worth. It does increase your damage, obviously, and you will break through the door faster, and thus your weapons will take a little bit less damage. There's a repair hammer. Speaking of which, oh yeah. So now here, I should have been careful here. If you notice, all these items are in red, so I'm definitely. Oh, I guess I am sneaking. Okay. There was that one citizen kind of running around, so I was kind of a little weirded out here that I didn't try to speak with him and distract him. But I guess I was confident that he wasn't going to bust me and sneak. So again, like I was saying earlier, there's not really much in here. That's the unfortunate part. So it's a lot of work for not a whole lot of payoff, frankly, which is a shame. And there was a bunch of chests in here too. So that's why, yeah, look at that. Felt even a little more like a slap in the face. There's like, what is that, 5 chests in there? And there's almost nothing inside. Womp womp. Oh well, okay. Alright, so now we can move on. That's there actually is one more room that we'll get into later. I'm not gonna bother. I don't know if you can break into it right now.
Hello
or
again. How can I help you?
Because I know it's kind of, I would say, kind of part of a quest. But again, I don't know if you can even break into it right now or not. But what am I doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Excuse me. And I think I thought I already took care of all this. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was one of the other videos. Okay. What am I doing? Stepping on traps just for the heck of it, I guess. Okay, looks like everything is taken care of. I went through here a while earlier. I don't know if I actually took footage of that or not.
In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the distance. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential adventurers guild by SideQuest Monthly, 3 years running. Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spots, and your career in the Fabulous Five will meet a most unsavory end.
Okay, so that's Alistair. He's your, I don't know, he feels like one of those, just kind of a big talker. Doesn't really do much as far as I can tell. But he does have a really funny line. What is it? What's her name? It's this, the other Fabulous Five member that's standing right next to him, she says something like, "Oh, have you ever met your match?" And he says something like, "The only time I've ever come close to my match is when I lingered too long while lighting my pipe." Ugh, it's so good. The writers did such a good job for this game. But yeah, so that's one of the lines that you can just overhear if you're near them. They just kind of chat back and forth. But I always get a kick out of that line whenever I hear it. So, anyways, all right. So next we're actually going to speak with, I think her name is Anna. I guess we're gonna find out here. She's right after Alistair.
Ah, you'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in their licks. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse me of stealing the spotlight, you see. Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time, though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to handle a few skeletons.
What have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still then, if you don't mind. I want to take a good long look at the so-called savior of Sicile. Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, quite classical, isn't it? Statuesque, some might say. Yes, smooth and sturdy as marble, yet fine as a chisel's edge. And my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but I dare say, can it be? You're exactly the person I've been searching for. I am Anna, jewel in the crown that is the Fabulous Five. I've cut 1,000 throats, and baked 1,000 bread rolls, stolen the crown jewels of the Queen of Arata, and, with my pockets full, helped her reach enlightenment. When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the heavens to make space for my formidable collection of designer slippers. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete. Except that, much to my dismay, I had as yet to find the companion to whom my heart so clearly calls. But then, Source Hunter, you wandered into this tavern, and I am most certain that that companion is you. That I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like existence itself lacked a significant component? Like if you could only fill a certain void, could connect with the right body, the right spirit. Together you could uncover new and thrilling vistas. I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, Source Hunter. Come, if ever we are to be united, we must truly entwine our fates. We must link our causes forevermore. Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, we'll explore the boundless realm before us. We'll uncover fate, inch by inch. So you've joined up. You've sworn to share in our adversity and our bounty alike. Oh, you've made my heart soar. I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment at fantastic in-house rates. Come now, let's trade.
Okay. Alright, so I forgot, Anna's kind of like the flirt of the bunch, I guess. And as far as I know, doesn't ever deliver. But she is also a merchant, so check her store every once in a while for, different items.
And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Fabulous Five must face. Well, never fear. I have everything you need. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement. wouldn't you? Come, come, I have everything you need. Oh, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the here and now. And in this moment, I promise to give you the best deals on adventuring equipment you'll find in all Sicile. Well, you are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five, after all.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if she just butters you up to sell you stuff, but I don't know. Always kind of funny. All right, who's next on the chopping block here? I think I've spoke with just about everybody inside the inn now. All right, where are we gonna go now? So again, this is the town square. This is generally where I like to do a lot of my buying and selling. And I like to try to stay organized. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, but so I'll usually sell all of my. What are we doing? Oh, I'm donating right now. So again, the reason why I'm donating all this stuff right now is I'm trying to get my standing, I guess, up with the citizens here for later. Oops, and I think I gave him a little bit too much stuff there. I was already capped
Don't
out.
scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's
All right.
finest bounty. How many crab claws would you
I
like?
have a lot of
3?
stuff. Holy
11?
smokes. Okay. And I think I had some problems trying to find an item that had Lore Master on it, so I wasn't able to identify a lot of my greens
Well, what
for a
sort of
while
arrows
yet.
do you want?
Excuse me.
Silver? Poison? Get to the
Although
point.
I think I had kind of forgot that I think the henchman, I guess if that's what you call him, the one that I hired there, I think she's actually got a 1 in Lore Master, so I could have, as far as I know, I could have just gave her all of my greens to identify, but I guess I just didn't realize or didn't remember that she had that. And then I don't know, so I gave the Fletcher there a bunch of my like arrow components, and that was probably a bad idea. When you craft the arrows into the basic arrows are garbage, but if you craft like the special arrows, the like explosive and silver arrows and stuff, those are actually worth a lot of money. So you get a lot more value out of crafting it than you do just selling the components right to the vendor. And here I'm just invisible, stealing everything in sight. It's kind of my thing. Oof, okay.
Oh, no,
All right, we'll have to
friend. Your
put a pin in that.
chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing.
Alright, so here's the, I don't know, this is like the alchemist, I guess. So I'm going to sell her all of like my potions, and I think there's some other like plants and stuff that I usually sell to her.
Scrolls might give your system just the
Yeah.
shock it needs.
I would say the only thing that I would say maybe you want to chill on is selling her too much junk, because I don't know, I'm super anal about the kind of just the way my stores are set up. So some of these characters have I would almost call it like miscellaneous stuff, like the potion maker there or whatever. She'll have stuff at like the bottom of her inventory, like what'll be like steel bars and iron bars and stuff like that. And I actually like to buy all that stuff up because I like to obviously craft into other stuff for more money. So I would say it's a good idea to try to avoid giving her too much like junk, because it's going to push a lot of that stuff towards the bottom, and you'll have to, kind of, I don't know, weed through your garbage that you sell her to get to, kind of the good stuff. So, all right, so we're back to invisible thievery. And again, so the great thing about having walk in shadows is you can just steal right in front of people's faces. Granted, you're invisible, so it's, they can't actually tell, but you don't have to mess around with, distracting people and having them look the other way. And places here like the market, it's almost impossible to. It actually might be impossible now that I think about it, to steal certain things, just because there's so many eyes and you've only got, you know, so many characters to distract. So okay, what are we doing? Selling more junk. All right, so there won't be too much more of this, and I will. Yeah, see, I've got a little cut coming up here. So I think I realized that I was mostly just, you know, dinking around and trying to get organized and stuff. So I didn't want to waste a bunch of time with stuff that isn't all that important. So
Don't scuttle away before you've
yeah,
tried some of the
like I
ocean's
said, we got a little
finest
bit of a
bounty.
cut coming up here.
How
I guess I'm
many
gonna do
crab
a
claws would you
little,
like? 3? 11?
get some repairs going on. At the beginning of the game, I generally try not to overdo it with repairs, just because. Now, granted, it is super cheap, so it's not like you don't have to pinch your pennies too much there. But I do try to, or because I kind of rotate out my gear so much, I generally don't try to like overdo it with repairs. Anyways, all right. So here. Here we've got some misdeeds in there. I totally messed up there. I found one of these Legionnaires has a key on him, and there are so many flippin' keys in this game. It's nearly impossible to keep them all straight. I have no idea where this key what this key actually goes to. So I guess the good thing again about that is, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and oftentimes what I'll do is I'll like steal a full treasure chest. Granted, they're super heavy, so you gotta. It can be a little annoying, but yeah, like that key right there, I have no idea what that key actually goes to. And then there, if you notice there, the top bar, I think that's like awareness. So like if you try to steal an item and the top bar is red like that, they'll catch you. So yeah, I guess just be careful when you're stealing. And stealing is, I don't know, man. It's a. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes there's some really useful stuff, but 9 times out of 10, it's just going to be a lot of garbage. But you know, it adds up. I guess it's kind of one of those things where, you know, the more you. I guess the more you do, the better off you're at. The other thing with stealing is. And actually, so maybe that key was for that chest there. I'm not sure. What was I talking about there? Yeah. So you can only pickpocket from a person one time with each character. So like if we'll just say if you pickpocket with the main one of your main characters, technically you can pick the pockets with a different character. Again, as long as it's a different character, you can pick it again. I don't know how useful that really is. I've really only, I don't know that I've ever really done that, to be honest. I think I've only ever, like, just pickpocketed with one person. Because, yeah, I don't know. But, as your pickpocketing skill goes up, it allows you to steal more. And, basically, how pickpocketing works, it's really based almost probably completely on the value of the item. So if you try to steal something that's super expensive, you probably just won't be able to. And that's all going to depend on your pickpocket level. I don't know exactly what the breakdown is, but I guess just keep that in mind as as you get more pickpocketing skill. You will be able to steal more. So, again, I guess just keep that in mind. Okay, so where are we gonna go? What else we gotta go get going on here? This stuff isn't red, so you can just open it up right here in the middle of town. And then what was that? Okay, so that
rooster escape. He's already on the menu for tonight.
what's going on here? Ah, okay. So as I was walking up to that crate, a dialogue option opened up because someone walked through the door here.
Yes, let's pardon him. Just look at the little blighter. He doesn't deserve the knife.
Okay. Ah, okay, yeah. All right, so that question or the dialogue option there, you get the choice between another compassionate option or heartless. So if you just tell them that you know they need to make food out of him, I think that's the heartless option, and then letting him live is the compassionate option. Which is totally out of character for me because I eat chicken basically every single day, so I would not recommend letting that chicken live. It did look delicious.
These stores are for our Legion troops.
Okay, there's a hidden chest in here, and I think there's a parchment in there. So this one's kind of a, I don't know if it's like a little clue, but kind of an interesting little. Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess it's a riddle. Okay. But all right. So that's the first of, I think there's 5 of these chests. But anyways, I'm out of time. So as always, hope this guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.